Stadium.
Here's another look at that beautiful rock from Kyla. Setting things up really nicely. They're close to the win with that one. Now in the last end of the game, Team Clybrink has a draw to the button for the win.
What are you doing?
Hold on, the guys that didn't play, I just made a call. They paid me way more cash than you guys ever will. If you want to destroy the sports books, come join the #1 sports investing community on the planet at inplaylive.com.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
All right, guys, good evening. My name is Marco. We've got a good match for you today between Yusuke Morozumi taking on Team Mike McEwen. So we're bringing you commentary on behalf of Curling Zone at this the 2023 Saville Shootout, produced by Curling Stadium. I'm joined on commentary tonight, so you actually get two commentators for this game. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, you get two for the price of one tonight. My name is Matt Hames, longtime curler in Southern Ontario, moved to the United States, and happy to be here. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat that we're able to have two curlers, I guess, based out of the U.S. now, able to bring this game to you from
Right, exactly.
From Edmonton, Alberta, which is like kind of crazy to me. So
We don't have flying cars, but we have the ability to have two people in the U.S. commentate a game in Edmonton, in Calgary.
Yeah, exactly. And so for those that are kind of joining us or watching, found out about this game from Curling Zone, it looks like there's a couple draws going on right now, some staggered draws. So you can look at the sheet to just left of your screen there's a game that's already in the fourth end. And even this game started a little early too, so yeah, definitely can share on your socials that this game's going if you want to watch some curling with some commentary tonight.
Yeah, they just wanted to get out. You know, it's Saturday night. You just want to get this game going and get playing. McEwen's 3-0. So they just want to play.
Yeah. Do you like the late draw, or are you like anti-late draw?
The one of the issues with the late draw is that just everything is warm. Like your feet are warm. Everything is just warm. And so the ice reacts a little bit different when everything is warm. Everybody's been playing all day. You've been going all day, and so it is what it is, whether you like it or not. It's depending upon the curling club too, and where you are. There's a bunch of people behind watching. So often, if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, nobody's watching at this time at night.
Sure.
You have people watching, which is a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, I can't. I as a me myself being like pretty much just recreational only. Not a big fan of the early morning draws. A fan of hanging out at the club and not much of that going on 8 o'clock in the morning. So definitely prefer these later draws.
Morozumi's got a end developing here with like that little unlucky miss there, just a kind of a little jam, and sitting half buried behind a corner guard with Hammer. They're going to split the rings here and try to manufacture their deuce.
Do you ever consider wrapping around the corner and having some staggered corners there to kind of protect it, or just go ahead and split the rings here to...
Well, so this early in the end, the danger is, right? Like what Morozumi wants right now is for McEwen to hit this open one. If you wrap it around, then they're going to run back the guard, and if they run back the guard and nose it and double you out, then you're out of the end, right? But if you go this open side, I think everybody knows that McEwen is a really cautious early curler, so he'll probably hit the open one.
Yeah.
If it stays for second shot, he might consider, because of where it ended up, he might consider taking a run at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it ended up T-line, he probably wouldn't take a run at this.
But there's enough open here, so
Yeah.
with this what kind of weight are we looking here for this to get this? Are you looking? You're not making the double necessarily. You're just kind of rolling to that area, right, to group it later.
He is probably thinking right now like a normal weight and take a run at the double.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you pick it out, they wrap around again, and you're back in the same situation, right? So this is an opportunity to get out of the end. So he's definitely going to take it.
Saville's going for line here. Definitely making contact on the top one.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Spin, and he makes it. Now McEwen taking control at the end here. Now they've got, I mean, they're behind T, but they've got two in play, and so a bit of a weird angle for that double. So
he's playing a freeze to this, and the idea of the freeze here, even if you make not a great freeze and McEwen kind of blasts it out, then it opens up your corner.
Sweepers keeping a close eye on this, but probably a little up here. Now just walking and scoring it. See if we can carve it over.
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
Does make contact with the stone, rolls back towards the center, kind of the back 4, back 8 area.
Now McEwen's starting to think of like nosing this or even rolling. It's like just getting a lot of rocks back there. If he noses this and they just play the same shot, it's going to be pretty tough to remove.
This one is coming down a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good right on the nose.
Pretty good. Routine shot for Cold Flash made here. So now we've got some decisions. Looks like they're looking for like a little tap and just kind of rolling on top of that one.
Yeah.
On the side of the 8-foot.
Just playing it like a takeout, just a little hit and roll. Probably like a control weight.
Sweepers on it early for in line. It's curling quite a bit. They're going to probably close to crossing nose here. Yep, and they do.
Maybe just a little bit less weight than they wanted.
So Team McEwen's basically got the same shot. I think they're happy with nose here, and
yeah,
if they nose it, it's going to be a bit steeper of an angle. So even though it doesn't seem like a really bad miss, and they can trade shots here, this is getting they're running out of time to send. Yeah,
they are. Yeah, like what they're hoping for now. It's gonna be a nose hit, and then they're gonna hope for a hit and roll to the full 8-foot behind that guard. That's what Morozumi's hoping for. After this nose hit, it'll be one rock higher, so they'll be able to roll full 8, B shot, buried.
Yeah, first of stiff rocks for McEwen here, and makes nose contact, and it's good.
McEwen did not want to roll inside and make that roll easier. Oh, he's rolling to the outside. There we go.
Got over 100 people watching us on the Curling Zone YouTube page, so thanks for everyone joining us. And for those curling fans like me that enjoy watching these productions from Curling Stadium, feel free to share and let us know that this is we'll call it the feature game, because they get our wonderful insight. So thanks for everyone joining us tonight. If you're interested in other games, just head over to Curling Zone. On the left-hand side there, you'll see all the games that are going, and they'll have little YouTube buttons that'll take you directly to all the games and all the different streams. And I don't know. I think there was just how many games they have going on right now?
They got a lot of games.
10 plus. That's just wild to me. Compared to 5 years ago, you'd be lucky to get anything on 480p quality.
So many games to watch. So you know what the funny thing is that they said nose hit is good, hit and roll to the right is good, hit and roll to the left is good. I once played with a skip who did that all the time when they were keeping score, when they were scoring.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, hit and roll here is good, hit and roll here is good. Nose hit is good too, so no matter what he did, he got a 4. How do you score it if you say all of these are good shots, right?
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
It was a much simpler time back then.
Makes the hit, and just pretty much knows. All right, if you're Mike here,
I go hard for this roll.
Yeah.
And if I roll out, I don't really mind, because they're gonna throw a draw anyway. So it's a chance to just the perfect spot is half open.
Yeah.
You just kind of hit and make him think about, do I come down and hit this, or do I just draw? But it's a chance. It's just a chance to add some pressure. This is a good moment. Dial in and try to make this little hit and roll. And first end, just put some pressure on them. If you nose hit, then it's nose hit back, and you kind of let them off the hook. It's a no-risk shot to try. It's
got a curl here. Yeah, they're trying to come across the face. Looks
now
like
they're trying to maybe go to the
other way.
Yeah, they just flop the other way a bit.
Is that too much weight, or
yeah? It's a good question. Again, you sitting in the hack, you're I want to get aggressive on this, but it also feels dumb to really over aggressive and miss it. So you just tend to, it's hard to dial in. Nose hit is fine.
Final shot here of the first end for Team Morozumi, looking just for nose hit, maybe flop a little bit towards the inside, can't roll too far to the outside here. Taking a little bit more ice though. So
yeah, I think he's throwing it pretty quiet here. So just a really, really, really down weight.
A board waiter, yeah.
Yeah, just control it with the sweepers and.
Sweepers a little early, but this looks pretty nice here.
I think it'll come up. It's fine.
Yeah, just fine. Gets hit. It's a little bit inside roll, so forced to take a single. So Team Morozumi gets on the board first. Team McEwen will have hammer in second end, which we'll have for you just after this break.
proudly pulling for this generation of Canadians and the next for over 40 years at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Hey, so dude, I'm just building up my parlay for Sunday. I'm all over the Bucks, and then we got the Panthers, the Bills, and the 49ers, all locks, but it only pays plus 229, so I'm thinking I might need to beef up that number just a little bit. Hold on, the Rams are playing on Sunday Night Football. No chance they're losing.
Oh my god, dude, you said the same thing last week, and you keep losing. Don't be this clown betting on NFL parlays this season. The way the Sunday schedule is set up is that you make a parlay for the early games, you miss, and you start chasing in the afternoon games, and then the night game hits and you unload your bankroll trying to play catch up. If you're interested in making smarter decisions on the NFL this season, I'm putting on some free training right now where I give away my top 5 secrets on how to profit on live sports investing.
All right, guys, welcome back. We've got some action here at the Saville Shootout, brought to you by Curling Stadium. Coming to you from, well, I'm not coming from Edmonton here, but we're bringing this game from Edmonton. My name is Mark Nose, joined on commentary by Matt Hames here. We had a very interesting first end here, and looks like we've got a good start to the second end, too.
Yeah, we're going to get some rocks in play, it looks like. It's good. Mike's coming right around here.
A little bit different look here for Team McEwen this year, right? We got Colton Flash. I liked Colton Flash as a skip here, but decided to join up with Team McEwen here.
Yeah, it's really just, it's two really, really great shot makers. Like, both of those guys just make shots. And, you know, they're gonna be tough.
They're gonna be tough here, but this Morozumi team is pretty decent. Good to see some curlers from Japan at these events in Canada more often, it seems. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we've got quite a few people from Japan watching. I think it's like it's kind of great. It's like it's great to think about like how it's like almost noon over in Japan here, and it's like 10 o'clock at night here, late draw in Edmonton, but we're able to kind of like all connect here. So
it's 10:43 for me, and I just opened up my second beer. So
there you go.
You know, it's gonna be a fun night. This is gonna be a fun end. This is, I think, if McEwen makes this shot, like just sitting on top here, then we're gonna have to start thinking about this guard. Just running this guard in and seeing what happens.
So they're just trying to get corner frozen onto that red there?
Yep. Just as much as they can, like get as tight to that guard as possible and get inside.
This one's coming in, and it just really finishes nicely at the end there.
Yeah, that's beautiful, right? So, ooh, I like he's playing it again.
Oh, looks like we've got Jay in the YouTube chat watching from Australia. Wow, another continent represented here.
So yeah, I apologize. It's early in the season, so I just realized McEwen has hammer, so of course he's coming in here. Now McEwen's gonna have to start thinking about dealing with that right guard.
This one here.
This is gonna make it a little bit easier for McEwen to think about what shot to play though, because Now he's probably coming off of that top red one, the one that's in the rings.
The one that he's just tapping here?
Yeah. So the idea here is to kind of just, like, again, hit that and come inside and get some things moving.
Okay.
The other shot is to hit the guard.
Yeah, it looks like there's a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it looks like he's thinking about a couple options here, right? So are you thinking about like just hitting and rolling and maybe just kind of like wiring it a little bit better, or are you looking to move stuff right now here?
I think if you hit the inside and you kind of kiss off your own yellow and just shift things around a bit, you might end up looking a bit nicer.
Yeah.
Your situation is not bad right now for McEwen. There's a lot of rocks to come. There's a lot of opportunities to get rid of that. There's a lot of opportunities to get rid of shot rock.
Good work by our production team with the overhead cam here. Lots of different things here. Yeah, you can definitely get rid of it.
So the key to the whole thing is if you can move that yellow and squirt that other red, like if you can hit the yellow onto the red that's on the center line, and just squirt that out a tiny bit, then Japan is then they've got some worries. Like they're playing defense the rest of the end. Because you could come out of this sitting, like if the shooter goes up to the top 12 foot near the other guard.
Yeah. And it looks like Mike's talking about just trying to get something kind of in the crotch here and maybe spin up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not throwing it super hard, but he's throwing it to move some rocks.
Sweepers aren't on it out of hand here. Gonna have to try to carve it in a little bit.
Let it go.
So,
not a bad result. Still again, you hit anywhere on that top yellow and the first red goes, right?
Yeah, the first one goes, and depending how it spins off, you might be able to go yellow.
You've got a couple of shots still. You got half an end to get rid of that back red one. They're playing right now. They're just playing like a draw weight. They're just trying to move things around a little bit.
Just like a heavy draw weight.
Yeah, the danger here is that you move that red rock out into the open and open up a double. They're just trying to cross it a little bit. Just get across the yellow one with tap back weight.
This one seems to be curling pretty hard here out of hand.
It's good because they need to just
cross.
Yes, they need the guard. Basically just do that. That's a pretty good shot.
Pretty good. Yeah, the way... So looking from the front here, from like the shooter's perspective, it looks like there's room for that red onto red. But then you look at the overhead cam, you see that yellow rock that's kind of almost top 4, you know?
So I think they're still going to play that red rock, and they're playing red either onto red onto red, or they're playing, even if it clips the yellow, it might still get the back red.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's there. It's a little thin, but I think it's there. But it looks like Mike is going to make a play at this the red one in the top 12 here.
Yeah, so he's going red onto red. That's what he's calling.
Oh.
If it hits red onto yellow, it still might hit the back red. But he's actually playing the red double.
Yeah. Big way here from Colton here. It's going to be pretty thin. That just floating on him?
That's not the result.
That is a terrible result.
Little bit on the outside.
A lot of shrapnel flying. Just going to have to read what touched the sidewall and what didn't here. End result here, Morozumi sitting 2 and throwing with center guard.
Yeah, the end result is if they rip one around here, Colton's playing an outturned guard onto. So, like if if it was Colton's shot right now, he'd be playing the guard onto the 2 reds, right? Hit 3/4 on the right-hand side. So as you think about the shot that you want to play, just understand that that's what, if they were throwing right now, that's what they'd be playing. Sometimes you look and say, if we don't throw right now, what are they going to play?
Yeah.
And they're going to play like Colton can throw it really well and really hard. So he's going to try to hit 3/4 of that top red onto the 2 reds. So if you can come around and stop that with an in-turn, a clockwise turn, that would probably be your best bet.
Now, and do you like going here to? It looks like they're trying to go something maybe like top 12. Do you like that, or do you like a little bit separation? Because initially I was thinking maybe even like a 1 guard or something, you know?
Yeah, the thing about it's a 1 guard is a harder shot because it's totally different ice, right? If you're asking for this shot, you know this because you played a bunch of draws to the button. But at 1 guard, you got to take so much less ice, and then you've got to throw it perfect. Like it's actually a harder shot to throw a 1 guard than to put it right here, because the 1 guard doesn't have any fluctuations. Like it's either there or it's no good. Whereas this shot, didn't work out for it. But normally you have a little bit of you've got some windows.
Yeah. And you know, and I was thinking that would be like that's I mean, is that like the worst outcome there? You know,
that's just it couldn't have ended worse for them.
Yeah,
because now like Colton can play this and maybe even roll behind the one he just threw, and they could go from like totally in control of the end to throwing against 2 that are buried.
Yeah, Colton Flash with an opportunity to. I bet he's very excited to throw this one after kind of a half-made shot on his last one here.
Yeah, this is gonna be moving, but that's only because he wants to make the double and roll just a little bit, just like that. Well, it didn't quite roll enough for them. It's not bad. That back one may or may not be on.
That is, that's sneaky close, yeah.
That's sneaky close, and that could come into play. Can maybe take a run at that.
Or this double here?
Well, he's gonna definitely run the double. If you hit the one on the right first, you might be able to get a triple. If you hit the one on the left first, you don't get a triple. But the one on the right is more buried, so it's a lot tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting decision here for Team Morozumi. You know, I think at this point late in the end, I think they may be just happy to get give up a deuce only. You know.
Well, that's assuming that one's on. I'm not sure it is or not. It looks on, but again, we're not sitting in the curling club, so
no. People in YouTube chat, feel free to voice your opinion if you think that's in or out. I think it's in.
I think it's in too, but it's really close.
Bang bang. Does make the hit.
That's a decent little. So they're having a good look at it right now. Now, what Mike's looking at right now is where is the hole drilled. So sometimes you don't just look at whether the rock is in play. You actually look and see where that hole is drilled, right? If the hole is drilled, because that hole is just drilled by like a person who is just, they drill a hole and then you check and see where the hole is. There have been many times where we've benefited from a bad drill. Not a bad drill, right? Just a drill that's a little bit more, if the drilled hole is a bit more to that right, the world's an imperfect place. If it's a bit more to the right, you're never going to win the measure. If it's a bit more to the left, you got a better chance.
Now, does that affect Team McEwen's decision here? I mean, they're
If this rock is on, then he's playing hardcore for this hit and roll. If this rock is not on, then he's just trying to get rid of the rock. Right? Like it doesn't, like he could hit and roll a bit to the center line. It doesn't really matter. A bit roll to the center line doesn't really hurt him or help him, I mean.
Yeah.
He really does either kind of need to like just this is a tricky little shot, right? Because if he does roll to the center line, it gives them a chance to roll behind the yellow red, and now all of a sudden you're drawing for one, and there's no good place to draw. It's not easy to make a draw through that port. It's not hard, but it's not easy. You're also drawing away from the button.
Yeah.
You can't draw the button right now, really. So he's really trying to make this hit and roll.
First rock for Mike McEwen here. Just a little quiet hit and roll here. Hand signal seem to indicate it's a little down here. You got Cold Flash going hard here.
Oh, it is. It's curling.
Takes a quick peek, but then gets back down on it, and it is just going to get by.
Wow.
Gets the inside roll and does it well now. Doesn't kill the Morozumi stone. That's sitting full back 12 now. So, I guess McEwen sitting first and maybe.
Yeah,
third.
the way that he played that weight, it leads me to believe that they think it's off. But I don't know. It's hard to say. They still have a chance here, right? A miss, and they got a chance to, if this over curls or cracks the guard,
Yeah.
they might have a shot for 3.
Yeah, Team Morozumi, who had control of the center earlier, did have a stone over curl. Granted, it was on the intern side. So just taking just an out turn, kind of freeze. Here to the shot rock.
Yep. And this is the, I believe this is the path that they took for their draw when they were practicing. So this, he would have thrown this in practice a bunch of times, drawing the button. We got to watch them just practice before.
Fast rock for Team Morozumi. Hard out of hand here. It's plenty of room here to get by the guard here. It's got a curl now, actually.
Yeah. It should finish. It does finish. Definitely finishes hard. It's a good looking shot.
And that's perfect.
Couldn't have been better.
Yeah, you could walk it down, and that's pretty good. Above average. Would score a 4.
This is going to be tough to score because in order to score, he's got to come off it. So he's got to throw like a little bit heavy draw and come off it to score. You can't just draw the button.
Yeah. Can't even throw a spinner too, you know.
Yeah. So now he's throwing this with weight. He's throwing this like a hack weight, maybe even board weight, hit and roll. Wow. And, you know, like, obviously, Mike's played a lot of games, and the hard part about throwing, like, a heavy draw is that it's not really a curling shot. Like, a heavy draw is more like a miss of a curling shot, not a curling shot.
Yeah.
So this is a curling shot, right? Like he's just playing like a board weight hit and roll. Whereas if you get in the hack and you say, I'm just going to be heavy on my draw, That's a really hard shot to throw because it's not a shot. It's a shot that's different. So he's playing this shot to try to make a shot.
Final rock for Mike McEwen, looking for this. Just control weight. This one, just like Morozumi stone, is needing to curl here. We'll see with this weight.
Just a little. It's just trying to come over.
And it will just.
Yeah,
I think it rolled too far. Oh, we're pointing to it. I don't know. Good work from production to get the quick overhead cam. Looks
That's
like
what you always. But that's another thing that you always do as a third. You always say it's us.
Yeah.
Like you just always say that.
Let's see Mike sticking in there. They'll throw a stick on it, so I think we'll have the measure here and we'll have the results for you.
I think it's red.
After this break here.
I definitely think it's red. I don't have any confidence in why I think it's red. I just think it's red.
Well, maybe we're
not. Wow, that was an end where both teams were in total control, and then at one point, and then one shot, and they were not in control, and then just like a miss and a couple of made shots, and go from total control of an end, looking like you're going to score a bunch, to desperately trying to score your one. Yeah. That was a curling end right there.
That was a heck of a shot from Mike. I thought it was just going to be a hair wide, but just came up just enough here. And weight was good, so it didn't roll off too far.
It is red.
I appreciate the team's pointing is red, so steal by Morozumi here.
What an end.
They'll McEwen down 2-0 off hammer in the third end, which we'll have for you just after this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks to Curling Stadium for bringing you this awesome draw. We had a steal of one in the second end, and here we are in the third end. My name is Matt Hames, and my co-commentator Mark will be back in a minute. So here we go for end number 3. I think after that steal of one, you're going to see McEwen either after like a after an end like that, either what the team wants to do is regroup and keep it really simple. It's a possibility where it's just like, all right, let's keep this one simple, boys, or go for it. And with that shot right there, this is both of those things at the same time. With that little miss by Morozumi by not getting in the rings, it gives them a chance to go out to the wing, which is keeping it simple and also going for it at the same time. So you get a chance to come around their corner. It's almost like the perfect situation for Team McEwen here after giving up a steal. They get to come around their corner here, force Morozumi with this lead to either chase them or throw the out-turn draw around all the stuff. It's like they're going to chase him, which is, again, this is going to make a simple end for McEwen. A more simple end, I should say. So here comes the shot. Play looks pretty good. One thing that you notice about this Japanese team is that they throw a lot of rotation. A lot of rotation.
I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
You're back. Welcome back.
Something happened with my mic. Some technical difficulties here in Oklahoma.
It's all good. We got it covered. We've got ourselves another end building here.
Oh yeah, no, this is good to see here. You know, I always like Roxon play, even though we've got some really good hitters on the ice tonight. But McEwen being down 2-0 is they're going all out here.
Well, I think he's pretty happy with the fact that they're going all out behind a corner guard. So it's a less risky place for them right now. Those center line guards are going to come into play. But right now, they're just quite happy to be playing inside around this corner guard.
All right, now the question here. Oh, they're going to freeze on top or tap?
Yeah, just get some things moving. What was your question? Would you peel the corner guard?
Yeah, I mean so like to me, I would think the options are you're either killing the corner guard, you're drawing behind center, and then this was option 3 on my list.
Yeah. I would probably never consider peeling the corner guard. If you peel the corner guard, then he kind of he goes first in around those center guards, and now all of a sudden,
yeah.
So I don't hate going in the center. I don't hate going around the center guard. The interesting part about this shot is that they definitely feel like they can just kind of move things around to their benefit here. Yellow still shot.
This is potentially a very scary end here. I'm scared for both sides, I guess. Yeah,
He hits half a rock here and rolls to. The key is to roll to be shot. So he's just throwing like he held his hand. So that's probably like a hack or a board. Probably board.
Just some cleaning from Colton early on here now, backing off of it. We're gonna get some late movement here, and Colton's back on it.
Yeah, this is a good looking shot. It's gotta roll. There you go. Get all the way.
Rolls to a really nice spot here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit above the pin, but definitely buried behind those center guards here.
Well, the one thing about this Morozumi team is that if there's a buried rock to freeze to, they have frozen to it. So, like, again, if he can get this rock right on top of McEwen's, it's gonna be a hard end to score multiple points.
Yeah, Team Morozumi with a wonderful freeze at the second end, just putting it in a perfect spot for the ended up being the steel rock.
It hasn't been their third who's been all over the draw weight though, so we'll see whether or not he can pull this one off.
This one is gonna be coming in. I think it's just a hair short. Sweeper's really trying to work it in.
Hair short, yeah.
Not a ton of room to draw down. Yeah, you kind of have to play off the red.
I think what you want to play is this wide intern. Yeah, like this. Even if you corner freeze on your own rock, or to sit 3 right now. The only two ways to sit 3 is a hit and roll off the red that's behind the yellow corner guard, which is what Mike first said, that shot, or the wide intern.
I think Colton wants to hit it here.
I don't. Yeah. I don't.
But
there's nothing I like about this.
yeah. While the skips kind of talk it out here, just want to thank everyone joining us here, whether you're watching us on the Curling Zone YouTube feed, or I think there's a Edmonton Curling Zone Edmonton feed, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for joining us here. We've got some really fun game between Team Morozumi.
Yeah, this is really
and
awesome.
Mike McEwen here.
So I think the danger of trying to hit this red rock and roll is that it is so much easier to hit the red into the yellow than to get under it. Like, it's so hard to get under it. In other, like, what they're saying is, like, you're gonna come into your own yellow, and that yellow is in a really wonderful spot. Like, ideally you don't move that, so you don't have to. That's third shot.
Yeah.
So a couple of, like, if you don't like the wide intern, which apparently they don't, yeah, like, I don't understand why they just don't like that. I know Colton likes hitting, but that is...
I've got to think this is it, right? Because I think I agree with you. I think the call is the intern draw, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if you're back 4, right? Like,
I mean,
fine.
one of the fundamental things about curling is that it's easier to draw a rock to a spot than hit and roll a rock to a spot. So, like, you can make the draw. They keep saying, like, we can hit and roll to the back 4-foot. Colton's, like, tapping the red rock and saying, let's roll to the back 4-foot. And it's like, why not just draw it to the back 4-foot, Colton? I mean, I get it. He's a phenomenal hitter. So if I was able to hit like him, maybe I would always want to hit to the back 4-foot. But it's still an easier shot. There's less involved in just drawing it to that spot than this shot. This shot comes with some peril.
But they're not running the set, right?
No, he's just got the broom there. They're still just playing this quiet wait intern.
Looks like he pushed it a little wide here, but it's curling quite a
They're
bit.
sweeping it for line.
Our sweep for line. You can hear Colton yelling here. Let's see what the result is. Yep. Gonna make contact here. And rolls to not a great spot.
Yes. If they can, again, here's a chance to get out of the end, hit and roll a hair inside, make the double. Even if you don't make the double, We can hear you. So if he do you just call a timeout? No, he didn't call a timeout. There's no timeouts, I would imagine.
I think he was just trying to indicate how much space there is.
Yeah. So if they can get just a millimeter inside, they don't even have to just get inside.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to make the double on the back one. If they can roll just a tiny bit under, it's impossible to remove it.
Oh yeah.
So this is a chance to get out of the end right here. Don't want to nose it.
It's curling here.
Here it
Definitely
goes.
getting to the low side here.
They're definitely getting under it. Oh, this is a good looking curling shot. There you
Oh,
go.
he does make it.
That's it. Now all of a sudden you're like, do we run this yellow one in and hope for good things?
Yeah. Oof.
Or now you play the white.
Now you know what. Mike's.
Now you're like, now we gotta play it, boys.
Well, there's
You didn't
nothing
play
to.
it when it was way easier.
Yeah, nothing to hit and roll. Now you're just drawing. The same amount of room here, but
Well, it's the same shot. You can freeze to your own and sit two.
yeah.
It's the identical shot. It's possibly one shot too late, but you know, if he makes the first one, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that from behind the glass. Behind wherever we are. Jerry's got a lot of stuff going on tonight, bringing you games from Ontario, from Alberta. It's great to have curling back on YouTube.
This one's coming in nicely here.
That's a great shot. Like,
Yep.
just, you know, just imagine the scenario if he played that on his first. They might, you know what they might try? They might try to hit what they can
Slash
see of that red. Yeah.
On the right side, yeah.
They could, yeah, just hit what they can see of the red.
Yeah.
Make the triple. I'm kidding you not. If he hits what he can see, he gets the back yellow and the two yellows are moving.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's there. Well, you know, we always say the triple's there. Triple's always there.
Absolutely.
Always. But legitimately, I think it might be there.
And the guard is actually a little tiny bit of a guide for the person who's holding the broom, because all you have to do is get it just past that guard and you make the shot.
Yeah.
So it's actually, the guard makes this easier for the person calling the line. If the guard wasn't there, it's actually a tiny bit harder to call the line. Big shot.
First of Skipper's Rocks of Team Morozumi. Not a hand here.
A little wide?
Just a pinch wide. Sweeper's now on it for line here. It is going to clear the top guard. Oh, and a little bit of bad luck, I think, when they ended up hitting the one that was
still shot and buried. So
top 8, yeah. Ooh.
Just tick the one top 8, maybe.
Yeah, it's they cleared the top guard, but they just got a piece of that one that was kind of top 8, but still a great result, sitting like you said,
phenomenal
top
result.
4 buried behind a wall of guards here. So
forcing this intern draw for, you know, even make this perfect. They follow you down and you get one.
Yeah, this is
like,
this is tough here.
If you make this perfect and they throw a guard, you have no shot for 2 unless except run this run the. Yeah, I
corner.
don't even think that runs in for 2. Like I genuinely don't. If he makes a perfect shot, I don't. And they guard. I don't think there's a shot for 2.
First rock for Mike McEwen here. Just gotta draw to get a piece of the button. Same line that they had Colton throw here, so I imagine they'll be pretty close. But bit of a pressure shot here. If Mike doesn't make it good, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Sweeper's on it hard. This is moving quite a bit, and maybe just a hair light.
I think it's light based on how it's moving. It is a new spot out there, although Colton just threw it, so.
Yeah. And this one is going to end up just in the 8-foot.
Well, now we're back at that exact same scenario where if they throw a corner guard here, like if they throw a guard, I don't think you can throw an out turn draw to get there.
No, yeah.
And I don't know what you have.
I mean, honestly, no, you're never running back. Don't even at that.
It's only against 1, so that's the good news.
Yeah. Do you ever?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever make a play on that back yellow that's kind of back 4? I mean, it's ultra buried here.
Yeah, I think I think that's what they're talking about a little bit. I think they're. I don't think he's got anything on that yellow rock that he just threw.
I don't think he doesn't have anything. Oh, I don't know if that double's not there, is it?
I don't. I mean, it looks buried from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And it does not look like you can get second shot. So if you're
McEwen, wow. What do you throw anyways here? I mean, I would just throw a guard here. I don't think there's.
Well, so I don't think there's anything to actually guard. You know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know?
One thing that they didn't consider is coming around the rock McEwen just threw.
I was actually thinking that. I mean, I guess you don't want to leave it in a spot where there's a.
No, but you could be pretty like it finishes so much. You could throw a little tiny bit more turn. Just hoof it out there and let it come around. And if it ends up being a guard, great. Because you get trapped in the spot, but if it does ever come around it, you put so much pressure. I just don't know what this shot is. Like I guess he thinks that it curls so much there that he can actually hit and roll to sit second shot.
Yeah, maybe just hit and roll. So
he's trying to sit second shot, definitely. Like this is. He's also watched Mike throw a bunch of times, so he is worried a little bit about him.
Final rock for Morozumi. Does end up ticking on the corner guard.
And gets...
No,
maybe
they didn't
get second shot?
They didn't tick that. Did they tick that top?
Yeah, they did. They ticked the top one and rolled it in. Maybe that's... to just hit this yellow onto red and give up 1. If red is this yellow guard doesn't do anything for them.
Oh. They're running the Colton, I think, is team run back here and trying to run the corner.
Yeah. So Colton is. I'm not sure. I mean, I know he's doing a lot of things. I guess you could maybe run that yellow in with a board weight, and it picks up the turn.
This is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's scenarios if you run this corner and you're giving up 3.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It would be very unlucky to give up 3. You'd have to get rid of.
It'd be really unlucky. Yeah.
Um,
Well, no, if he ever hits it thin, I guess, or something like that, and runs the red onto the. Yeah, no, I guess he's not there for that. Oh yeah, I think they just kind of have to slash the outside yellow here.
I guess it really does depend on whether or not they believe that Morozumi is sitting 2. Like that's a big. Like that. 2, giving up 2 here is big. Giving up 1, you can still maybe like claw back from down 3. Down 4 that's a big hole. He's still looking at this guard. I mean, you could play this guard as a tap back too, like just as a heavy tap.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, does it ever factor like if you're not sure if you're sitting 3rd, right? Like if you ever tap back and chip your 1 off the back there, does that ever enter your mind? But I mean, they're just gonna have to go for it down 2, right?
Yeah, it does. Like that is definitely in play. So you like your. It looks like he's throwing. It looks like based on this ice, he's throwing it with weight. So he doesn't care about picking out his own one anymore. So he's not playing it with a top. He's trying to blast this in. So there's a belief that, like, I mean, the thing about it is that it is gonna kind of pick up a turn a bit. It does go far enough out. This is a this is a tough shot.
Last rock here, Team McEwen. Let's see if Magic Mike's got something for us here. Pretty positive release. Colton on it early. And gets it a little too.
Steal too.
We'll have another.
Because I think Japan puts a stick on it if they don't.
Yeah, I think so too. So we'll definitely steal from Morozumi. We'll see what they end up with just after this break.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor, and we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Hey, so dude, I'm just building out my parlay for Sunday. I'm all over the Bucks, and then we got the Panthers, the Bills, and the 49ers, all locks, but it only pays plus 229. So I'm thinking I might need to beef up that number just a little bit. Hold on, the Rams are playing on Sunday Night Football. No chance they're losing.
Oh my god, dude, you said the same thing last week and you keep losing. Don't be this clown betting on NFL parlays this season. The way the Sunday schedule is set up is that you make a parlay for the early games, you miss, and you start chasing in the afternoon games, and then the night game hits and you unload your bankroll trying to play catch up. If you're interested in making smarter decisions on the NFL this season, I'm putting on some free training right now where I give away my top 5 secrets on how to profit on live sports investing.
Actual chat. All right, guys, we are back. My name is Martino, joined on commentary by Matt Hames here. We've got some really interesting game here between Team Yusuke Morozumi from Japan taking on Team Mike McEwen here. It's the 14th draw of the Saville Shootout. Yeah, really interesting game here. A lot of rocks in play, a lot of interesting angles, and teams in control at various points, but so far Morozumi's getting the breaks.
Yeah, it's really not a 4-0 curling game, but McEwen's had a ton of chances. It's just really interesting how this game has been turning out. Even the steal of one in the third end, the second end.
Yeah, in the second end where, Team Morozumi makes a great freeze and then Mike McEwen makes a great shot on his last, but it just rolls just a hair deep, and Morozumi with the steal. Yeah, that's been kind of the theme of the game here. Morozumi's just been on it with these kind of quiet weight, freezes, taps, these ever so gentle rolls back towards the center, and as a result, they have a 4-0 lead against Team McEwen.
And the best part is that we have a bunch of people from Japan watching a game in Alberta, commentated by 2 guys who are living in the U.S.
Yeah, pretty wild. So thanks for everyone joining us. Hope you're enjoying I guess it's probably around like lunchtime in Japan. So hope you're enjoying your lunch while you're watching this game here.
It's bedtime where I live.
Yeah.
It's 11:30.
10:30 for me, and most of the college football's wrapped up, so I'm definitely watching a lot of watching curling now here. So we'll take a quick peek on some of the other games here. In the Saville Shootout, I think so Botcher won 9-3 against Team Webb. Webb is 10-2 over Whip. I'm not familiar with some of these teams here.
Yeah.
Weeby. I'm sorry. If anyone knows in the chat, feel free to correct me so I can learn this for later. Tight game, 6-5 over Schneider. Karuizawa up 3-2 over Clybrick, and then there was a final with Adams winning 5-3 over Team Champ. So a lot of curling going on this weekend. We've got the Saville Shootout here. We've got Stu Sells. If you're wanting to see get latest updates on scores, head on our Curling Zone. You can see all the games, all the lineups, all the data, and next to the scores, you'll see the little YouTube button. I'll take you to the link, because I think even at 10:30, 11:30 at night here, they've got so many broadcasts still going, which is pretty neat.
Playing this with a little bit of weight. So the scoreboard says 3-0.
Oh, so I guess they just gave up on that one pretty quickly here. Huh.
Yeah. And I trust the players.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Morozumi, I'm putting the stick to that. It looked awfully close, but
it looked awfully close, but they did not. And It was not apparently. So this is still developing right here. This is the way this game has been going, right? Like this end seems like advantage McEwen right now.
It does, yeah.
There's no. It's really interesting that he's playing this. He's trying to get inside here. This is. He is taking pretty tight ice and trying to get inside here. I mean, he's a lefty. Still.
Sweeper's on it, out of hand here. Going hard, asking for a well.
I think he just threw a little bit more weight than they wanted.
Yeah. Having to go to carve it in a little bit, but wow, that gets to a pretty decent spot. Pretty good spot here.
You're gonna see McEwen play the yellow hit and roll. So he's gonna try to hit what he can see it.
The red hit and roll?
No, I was thinking the top yellow. Just try to hit that.
Oh, just
and
into
roll
the pile.
behind the guard.
Yeah.
I think they might change their mind here. Just hit that rock onto there, yes. I think that's what they'll change their mind to. If they hit what they can see and roll behind right where he just said, I think that's the shot.
Yeah, Team McEwen still has to make some shots, but decently set up here with 2 in the rings, 2 corners here, but they're gonna have to.
If he makes this right. Let's say he makes this exactly perfect. He's buried behind the corner guard. He has 2 dead buried behind a center guard. Japan has 1 wide open.
What kind of weight do you like
result
for
if
this,
you can
Matt?
make it?
Yeah. What kind of weight do you like for this, Matt?
You're just trying to. It's just a control weight, right? So you don't have to get rid of any of the red rocks. What you really have to do is roll your shooter. Just gotta. You're thinking like just a 40, even a bit less than.
Should be pretty close.
This is a good looking shot.
Pretty hard.
Might have curled up just a bit too much.
Yeah, just a bit too much here.
It actually still ends up as a decent result. So they're still drawing, which is,
Yeah, I love that though.
When you are down 3 with hammer and the other team is throwing a draw on thirds first, and you have 3 rocks in the rings, you're happy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna freeze perfect because that's what they do. But you're still happy if you're McEwen because you're gonna have some shots.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're glad they're not just because you can almost play a double off the one decided flop to another.
Right. Yeah. Like you could play the yellow double, and then McEwen draws to right where Morozumi has his broom, and then you're running back the red, right?
This one's coming in nicely.
This is beautiful. Oh, just kicked the top rock. They'll just move that back.
And that is pretty much perfect. A little bit over to the right, a little bit more there, Mike.
Yeah.
That's close enough, I guess.
I think it was dead buried before, so they'll.
I thought there was a little stagger.
I think it was pretty close to dead buried, but.
No, that's way off.
That's way off.
That's way off, guys. Come on.
I think they're just trying to understand. There might be something underneath the rock.
Are they looking at twos? I don't know. But yeah. Don't know. But yeah, I mean, when you're making these freezes here, you know, why not?
I think if you're, so now they're having the conversation. McEwen's the first thought is like corner freeze onto it, which isn't bad. And then so corner freeze onto it, not bad, sets up another shot. Colton thinking like I could play this with like a backline weight, like a movement weight, and try to roll over to the other red.
Yep. Yeah, because you don't have to kill it. You just got to move it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's over buried a little bit, so you're talking about like a quietish weight, but again, it carves in there pretty good. So you're just trying to hit. You're not trying to lose your back yellow though. That would be the ideal situation if you don't lose the back yellow, but you just open up that red. So he's playing it a little heavier than I think I probably would, but
seems a hair tight. Let's see if they're gonna try to get on it early to hold it up here. Just cleaning here as we go.
Yeah.
Now, back on it.
I think it has a curl, boys.
Well, it's gotta get a sliver of it.
So I could have used curling up a little bit though, I think.
Yeah,
But that's
I
not
think
bad.
so.
Not a bad result. I mean they either deal with this rock right now, which if they play hit and roll inside there, they probably lose their red.
I think they're thinking just maybe the quietest tap and roll, you know, that
That's
they've been making all
what-
game.
You don't want to play this with weight. If you play this with weight and you hit like half a rock, you kick out your own rock, like it could end up really bad for you. I
think it's like back 4 weight here, right?
I would you just like, so you definitely don't want to hit that yellow rock. You want to tap it back at best.
Yeah.
Another option is to just draw it into that little pocket.
Pocket, yeah.
Say, okay, your shot. Lots of curling stones to come. You corner freeze to your red. What does he play if you corner freeze to your red?
You're almost
right there. If you put it right where his broom is.
Yeah. I guess the only thing you can do is just try to kind of run the yellows back on the intern side, but I don't know even what that gets you at that point. But.
Yeah. No, you corner freeze to right there. That's what he's playing. He's playing corner freeze on his own rock. This is a really nice call. This is a call of somebody who's up 3-0 too.
Yeah.
But it also puts a lot of pressure on them. Now, you make this good. I'm not sure what McEwen's playing next. I genuinely don't know. It skips first. McEwen's gonna then freeze to his own. He's got to come down and he's got to move the rocks that he just threw, even though he shot. I was humming and hawing like before this shot, thinking like, would I ever freeze here? And I was thinking, no, maybe the scoreboard. But I thought about this shot, and I really like it.
No, this is a shot of a confident team that's playing very well.
Yeah.
And is this gonna overcurl just a hair?
It even doesn't really matter. It's gonna tap it a tiny bit too, and none of that matters either.
Yeah.
Unless McEwen is sitting 2 now. Unless he tapped it. I don't think you want it to be heavy there.
No.
But McEwen's still freezing into that spot. Yeah.
Wow.
Sure are.
Now, if McEwen gets there, if you're Morozumi, what do you do?
If he gets to that perfect spot,
You almost just have to slash the side button to the back one.
yeah, I don't think that ends up well for you though, because that gets rid of your. That could get rid of both of you. Yeah. I think you might have to play the yellow one that was burned and move back to that spot.
Oh.
And have to play that yellow in.
Just yellow to red combination.
Yeah. You have better action coming from that left-hand side than you do from the right. Like coming in from this right-hand side of the sheet, nothing good happens.
Thanks for the 400 people on the Curling Zone YouTube page that are joining us. Commenting these are equally matched teams, the 27th and 28th ranked teams here. Even though the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect it, this has been a very close game, and McEwen potentially has a big end here to get right back into this game. So
he's got a chance now. Morozumi played a really interesting shot that I really liked. He just couldn't really afford to be heavy there. He was just an inch heavy, and that's the best. If he's an inch less heavy, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
This whole game has been like just here and there on the inch. Like it really has been. Just a couple of shots here and there.
This one
looks really good.
But pretty good, and that's settled really
that's
nicely.
perfect. So I don't know that you end up in any good situation on this left-hand side.
On the thrower's left-hand side?
On the right-hand side. I mean,
Right-hand
I'm looking at the overhead.
Oh yeah.
So not on the non-overhead, on this right-hand side of the sheet, there's no way that you can't leave a draw for 3 if you hit that top yellow. Like that, the one that McEwen just threw doesn't go anywhere. That's the shot that they have to play.
I think that's the shot. The intern kind of tap, or I guess you could cross the face, but yeah.
I think he's just
intern side.
Kind of blast that yellow onto the red and hope good things happen.
Yeah, great work by the production crew here.
Yeah, they're doing awesome.
Curling Stadium, just showing us, and we've needed their help too because there's a lot of rocks in play in this game. We definitely got lucky with the draws. Curling Zone's bringing dozen plus draws, and I think we got the really good one to watch.
Yeah, this is a great game. If he blasts that top yellow and he hits the red and he hits if he nuts the red goes into the yellow, obviously, and then it goes into its own red and sits right there.
I think so, yeah.
And it loses the back yellow and it loses the second back yellow. So you might be able to get rid of 2 yellows.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think if he makes this, there's a
lot of granite's going to be moving. You're running one of their rocks in and you're nutting it. So like that's a danger too. You could hit it into the red yellow. So you could actually hit it into red yellow and lose one more yellow and lose a bunch of different rocks, but that's what he's playing. So the question is how hard do you throw it and where do you hit it into? Do you hit it into the crotch or do you hit it flush into the red?
I think you hit it into the crotch.
You do. That's good, but you lose so much momentum of the rock. So you need You need that red rock to get those two yellows on the to the left of it moving on the overhead. If you're looking at the overhead.
Yeah.
So then, like this is where Kevin Martin was awesome because he threw it like so many hundreds of millions of miles an hour that it just made rocks explode. But for normal human beings, like this is a hard shot to. If you hit it in the crotch, it has to be really moving.
Final rock here for Morozumi. Looking to run back McEwen stone into the pile. A little extra time in the hack and big kick here. Sweeper's not interested. Now going hard here.
Yeah, it looks like it's over curling a bit.
Curled, yeah.
Well, he did. He got rid of one.
Well,
so it's going to be an awfully. I don't think he's got a shot.
I don't think there's a shot for 3.
Can he? No, can't do that. No, there's no shot for 3. Nope. Yeah, you can look at that as much as you want to, and it doesn't change the fact that
not there. Yeah. Anything you throw, you lose the back yellow, and you just.
So if you hit the red that they just hit onto the yellow, onto the red, it still doesn't go through that little hole. The risk is that that red stays right there.
It stays right there.
If you hit red, yellow, red, the red might just stay right in that little hole and outcount your back one. Like
Mike with the jokes here.
Yeah. Maybe we can make it. Can we bounce it off the backboard? You can bounce it off the backboard. You can maybe get to the back button. There's no shot. Like, I know these guys are great, but there's legit no shot here. But look, it's making it interesting. You're gonna look at every single possibility and make sure you rule them all out for one super point. And the reality is, I believe he's just going to throw this rock away.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you stare at a sheet and just hope there's a shot, and there's not. And so you take your medicine and go, and not really medicine. They got a deuce.
No, they got a deuce.
They're back in the game. It's fun to look at a bunch of different possibilities and just think, well, maybe I can do that. And he threw the spinner.
A lot of rotation there.
A lot of rotation.
So, Team McEwen, gets on the scoreboard. Tight game. Morozumi will have hammer for the first time this game, taking a 3-2 lead as we go into this break.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor. And we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
This is where the focus comes into play. Look at that. Canada, say hello to your new champions.
Proudly pulling for this generation of Canadians and the next for over 40 years at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
And we're back. Fifth end of a really, really fun game between two tightly matched teams. Between Team Morozumi of Japan taking on Mike McEwen rink here in the Saville Shootout, brought to you by Curling Stadium. This is in Edmonton, but we got some commentary from the U.S. My name is Mark Now. I'm joined by Matt Ames.
Hi there.
Yeah, we've definitely got a fun one here, so we'll get to see Mike. I guess you're playing for the steal here, right? You know, like.
I think so, yeah. And you know what? What's been really interesting about this game is that there hasn't been anybody who's been in control of an end the whole way through. Like, every end is like someone's got it, then they lose it, then it's back, and it's really just been a roller coaster every single end. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of rocks.
Some misses, some great shots, like both of those things, right? Like last end, Morozumi just a tiny bit heavy on his first shot, and it turns the end around. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. McEwen's going to go for a steal. Morozumi's obviously wants to just keep this as simple as possible. And it's actually not setting up badly for him right now. There's only one center guard.
Yeah. But it's one of the, I think, one of the first long centers we've seen all match.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, we've barely seen anybody peel a guard.
Oh, no. Why would you peel a guard?
Exactly. Why would you do that?
That's a boring play. But I mean, it's funny when I'm spieling. I always hear people saying, peeling a guard is never a bad call. But
yeah, the saying is that you never regret peeling a guard, but sometimes you do, because you're like, sometimes you don't want to just peel, but they're gonna peel the center guard.
And yeah, you have to peel here. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the next little while, we're gonna have like a peel, center guard, peel.
And this is not to get some time back on the clocks, because that would have been a lost cause after the third end, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that fourth end took 75 minutes.
Yeah, it's it's definitely getting late for us in the States here. I imagine it's probably getting late for our viewers in Japan watching this game, not expecting it to go long.
Well, yeah, it's lunchtime. So we're ready to go out and have fun. And although, yeah, watch curling all day.
This is pretty fun. I dig this here. Looks like we're going to get another long guard here, but it's got to move over.
Really? It's not bad, actually. You know what? That's a teaser guard, right? Do you go and peel that, or do you actually play into the rings? McEwen really wants to play in the rings.
Yeah. I mean, what do they do here? They just rip everything off here? Or?
Yeah, so you rip everything off. rip everything off, and McEwen probably plays the wide out turn around the 2 staggered guards.
Yeah.
And then you rip those, and then you either make a better center guard or you guard the rock in the rings. It's a teaser shot. It's kind of a teaser shot, right? Like,
Yeah. You never just draw the side of the rings here, right?
probably
First and
not.
third.
You probably don't, just because, like, their next shot is to freeze on top of that yellow.
Yeah.
And then you're in, oof.
That is what a great outcome there.
Oh, he's contemplating playing this. Look at that. That is a shot that I would never even consider.
That is a shot of a professional curler and not of an arena-based curler.
No, I get you, right? But again, like, you just got a great miss, and you can just kind of throw a rock top 8, top 12 buried behind the guard.
Yeah.
And you can leave this for later. Like, this again, just, it's so important that the shooter guards the rock that is buried if you want to seal. Like, I just don't. This just has so much risk. I get it, right?
Get rid of it here, but
I don't know.
I think this is right in Morozumi's wheelhouse, right?
I think so too. Like, I think he's happy about this. Like, this is a guy who's who's up 3 and he's freezing to be second shot.
Yeah, a little change of pace, and I was wondering if we'd see this in the back half of the game, if we're gonna see more peels. That looks like they're obliging us this end.
I just don't know why you didn't want those rocks in play if you're McEwen. Like, you're just putting a lot of eggs now in one little basket here. So they rip these out. Now you're playing this shot, playing the shot to top 8. If you play this one shot before, you've got other options. Like, this is now his only option.
Yeah.
They make one double peel, and you no longer have those rocks in play to kind of come around. So I'm not really sure what the upside of that was.
Well, does the 5th end have anything to do with this here? That they're okay with, blanking here? And
It could be. I mean, I never think that that's really a thing. Like, I think if you have a chance to put some pressure, you just got to miss. Like, so they just missed horribly. Not horribly, but they missed.
They missed.
They put your rock behind a guard, and you're shooting. So, like, I think you think about that a little bit more. And I think them peeling made this end a lot easier on Japan. I keep calling them Japan. I know they're not, but like, peeling out those guards just made life easier. It just made them not have to think.
Yep.
Like, he wanted to play the little hit and roll. This team was like, no, they've made it easier for us. Let's just peel the guard. So, like, they're peeling this guard no matter what. And now they're a double peel away from this. Like, that's,
yeah.
So now you're guarding a rock that's top 8 again, and splitting rings and trying to force them one. So
yeah, a little bit of bad luck to stuff
bit.
it, right?
Yeah. So obviously McEwen peeling those rocks when on Colden's shot there was his goal, was to try to force.
Yeah.
And as in the try to force world, he was also hoping for like a half shot, which he got. And so here he is trying to force. So obviously he thinks that with Hammer he's had chances. With Hammer he's had chances at 2
absolutely.
3s. So, like, it's It's not a bad call. I would still say that after a miss like that, it's a chance to just put some pressure, and instead Japan's got it. Or Morozumi, I gotta stop. Morozumi it's not gonna have a very complicated skips situation. So he's gonna try to make a hit and roll or hit and roll behind. He's gonna hit the ball behind this corner. Even if he rolls way over.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more room to roll there this way, yeah. But good placement there by Mike, got them even, so no doubles,
One of the things that you're always trying to do is make an end complicated for your opponent.
Yep.
And I get the scoreboard, and I get why Mike's doing what he's doing, but he made this a way less complicated end for his opponent by peeling those guards. And again, it's a way to. I'm not saying it's wrong, like it's a way to play. But if the goal every end is to make the end more complicated, then he's clearly decided this is not one of those ends, and I'm going to make next end more complicated. Because this one is not.
First, it skips rocks for Morozumi here, looking to hit and roll across the house to get behind something back there.
Oh, he might not stay.
Yeah, that one.
Again, like there's a half shot that costs him nothing, right? Because
yeah, he's just gonna have to draw the 4-foot. Yeah,
he just doesn't have.
Or good 8-foot. To get a single.
So you're up one with, and a hit and roll out costs you nothing.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to be. Because you're certainly in control when that's your situation. Like, because up 2 is pretty good. Up 2 playing 6 is decent.
Hey, is there another draw? Oh wait, that's just Stu Cells. I'm just looking over at the curling zone site here, just looking at some of the updates, and I think there was a 9:30 central draw that just kicked off. Wow.
Where is that? Here? Is that at this?
No,
one?
no, not at this one. That's at Oakville, which there's a few.
That would be. It's midnight right now in Oakville. Oh wow, they're starting a game at 11:30. So back to your question in the second end, do you like playing night games? I don't like playing 11:30 games.
Oof.
That is late. Oh man. Might have to switch over and watch some of those ones in a minute.
Kidding. No reason to take on this double, right?
No, absolutely not. You just nose hit for your one, total control. The risk of trying to take on this double, you still get one because you can't blank.
Yeah.
Right. So you just
up 2 with 3 to go. Yeah.
Just nose hit. Don't even look. Just a nice control weight. That's what he's gonna do. Really, really solidly in control of this end at all points, except for one moment, and then it's good. Like, one is fine. This is what McEwen wanted. He wanted a force.
Makes the hit. A little bit flop towards the center, and Team Morozumi will get their single. So, a 4-2 lead. McEwen will have hammer in the 6th end after this break.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Do you ever miss your parlays by just one pick? How about losing your over-unders or your spreads by only a point? Well, if you're ready to ditch the gambling and go legit, it's time to join In Play Live. We're the world's #1 live sports investing platform, all built around our live video streaming. So you can wager in real time with our 7-figure professionals and take what they're taking when they're taking it. Now, the platform also includes our masterclass suite of videos that include both the strategies and philosophies to succeed. Our next rocket ship is launching off to space right now, and you're just one click away from being on your first live stream with our team of pros. So make the transformation today. Go from amateur gambler to sports value analyst. We'll see you on the moon.
Alright guys, we are back. A good game here between Team Morozumi, Japan taking on Team Mike McEwen. A lot of back and forth. My name is Marco, joined on commentary by Matt Hames, bringing this 14th draw of the Saville Shootout. So while it is getting late for us here in North America, we've got more curling action. There's another event going on. And for more updates, you guys check out, go head over to Curling Zone. But Stu Sells Tankard's going on. We've got some playoff action, and it is late. So it's late for us, but I guess early afternoon for the fans over in the Pacific Asia area.
A lot of good games happening over there too. A lot of good curling, and I play like that. That ice is going to be really, really good. Lively rocks. It's going to be lots of great shots.
Just a quick peek over there. We've got Team Yoshimura taking on Team Duncan. They're in the third end, all squared up, and then which we will that is going to be streamed in case you want to pop over there, or put it in a separate monitor. I've got a few games on mine.
I mean, this game has been a fascinating game to watch. This is
really
just really interesting. And watching that last end, Mike McEwen's team was really, really happy with forcing to one, and they're playing now to just kind of like move these center guards around, not peel them, just kind of like move them.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup here. Team McEwen going with the corners on the same side.
So he's trying to hit this red rock onto the centerline red rock, but leave the red rock that he hits as a corner guard. So hit it off of the centerline one.
Oh, just kind of cross the face? And
yeah, just
cross towards the other side? Oh, not a happy response.
Or just a bad throw?
I think, yeah, it looked maybe out of hand.
Yeah, so now there's
straight peel.
I think you're going to see them just throw another center guard. And I think you're going to see Mike try this again.
Yeah. If your team Morozumi, no reason to peel any of the corners, right?
I don't think so right now. Well, first of all, they're not lined up to double peel in a nice way that doesn't bring in a jam.
Yeah.
So like there's no real good way to double peel them. So in that instance, like you're not in a bad situation. So just throw another guard. I think you're going to see Mike take a run at this and try to hit him. Definitely. It's a bit of a miss right there. That gives, but it also takes away the corner guards.
Yeah.
So you can't come around the corner guards anymore.
And it looked like they weren't trying to carve it towards the center, but rather hold it up. So maybe that was by design, which is kind of a interesting wrinkle from this Morozumi team.
Well, it totally takes away the corner guards and leaves. You play this run back, and now all of a sudden, oof, you want to make that though.
So
that's a tough miss.
They end up just peeling that center guard now, and we'll see Team Morozumi put it back here.
Yeah.
Gonna have to play on the other side of the sheet here. So
I think they're okay. It's the, you know, it's deep into the game. They're in the 6th end. They know the ice. It's not an issue at all.
Yeah. And they can afford to be a little bit on the high side here, you know. Can't afford an over curl. They're having to go hard on line and for weight, it seems here.
Yeah, you don't want to really miss this over curling. One guard is fine.
Yeah.
McEwen's gonna. Oh, look at that.
Now, it is long enough that there's room to get around it.
Yeah.
So
He wants to get inside a little bit, so he is
there's
adamant.
room.
Yeah, there's definitely room. There's tons of room to get inside.
So we'll see Colton take a crack at this kind of like backline weight here.
Yeah, just a backline weight. He'd really be happy with crossing this.
Yeah.
Even if you tap it to the back forefoot, you'd rather cross it than anything more. You can just get under a little bit farther.
Makes it pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's not a bad result. I think that, again, they still wanted to cross it just a little bit more. But they're okay. Because now Morozumi cannot cross it. They cannot risk trying to cross it. So they've got to hit it on the open side, which means they roll out into the open, which opens up some possibilities for McEwen to either freeze to the back one or just come around.
Yeah. So, do you ever consider? Oh, it looks like they're trying to maybe get it with quiet and kill it and just leave it right there. I think that's a little tricky. I think it's. Do you ever consider freezing here? Like
the issue with freezing is that, like, again, McEwen. That's what McEwen wants. He wants rocks in play here. He wants. I think if you can, because you have the opportunity to kill it. So if you kill it, they're high guards, right? So you're forcing McEwen to either freeze the back one or just draw one in. And you can always chase that one.
This one's coming in nicely. Just gonna paper the guard. Oh,
That's a good
did it
shot.
pick?
That's a good shot, right?
That is.
Can he make this out turn? Can he make this out turn to the round?
Oh, like through the. Oh.
Through that little port?
Yeah, that's there. It's visually super scary, and I wouldn't have even thought about it, you know?
So they're looking at this wide in turn to the back one. They're looking at hitting the top one.
Yeah.
Mike's like, what do you?
And this is what we saw from them in the first half of the game, right? You know, Morozumi makes a shot, and then Team McEwen's having to think about what do we do here, right? You know.
I think you might want to go down there and have a conversation about this. So your options are freeze to the back one, in turn or out turn, it doesn't matter, or try to hit that top one.
All right, while they go through this here, we'll just take a quick peek at some of the other sheets. I'll just refresh what we got over at Curling Zone. So Team Sturmay's up 6-1 over Team Parent. We got a final in the Tal Davis game, Tal winning 12-2. So Chinsky won 8-2 over Team Jacques. And then I guess that was the earlier draw, because we kind of had the stagger draw for the Saville Shootout.
Looks like they're picking this wide in-turn draw. Nope. Take it all back. They're not picking that. It looked like when they were walking down, they were picking the wide in-turn draw, and now Mike's saying, what about this?
Yeah.
Let's go to the next end and try. Let's try the next end.
Well, still a lot of discussion here. I don't think maybe Mike's not happy with the call, or...
They're back to this wide in-turn draw. So.
Oh, yeah. Just back four, back four.
Yep. I don't think anybody on this team likes this shot.
No.
This is not, they're great curlers, but they had a long conversation about hitting that top one.
Curlers are on and off this. Imagine this will be pretty close here.
It's pretty good.
Now they're going to try to carve it in there.
Yeah, it's got a curl.
It does end up settling back four.
A decent shot.
Oh. Ooh.
They're freezing.
Oh, yeah. That shouldn't be a surprise.
Based on this game, they're freezing.
This is... Man.
Like if... They look like they would freeze to anything.
Now, if you're Morozumi here, what if you walk it down, and if you could walk it down, and with these guys they probably could. Do you actually want it frozen, or do you want it like maybe just like top four, you know, or half button?
You really are okay with freezing right now, and if they freeze on top of you, you freeze on top of them, and you go to the next end, right? So. What you don't want to do in any way, shape, or form is bounce off the guard or the rock. So you, like what you're talking about, you cannot bounce off the top red or you can't bounce off the yellow. So if you're a little short, great, but you're actually trying to dead freeze this, and that's fine.
First, this skips rocks here for Team Morozumi. Sweeper's going hard on this one here.
It's okay.
Looks like there's room. Gotta go for weight here. Again, I guess they don't mind if it's light. Pulled off for a second here, but finishing very nicely. And does make it pretty much perfect.
That is exactly what they wanted. Like, McEwen freezes on top of that. Great. Sure. How do you get...
How do you get a deuce?
Now you go through the port I was talking about a couple of shots.
You go through the port? Right? There it is, yeah.
So, like, that's what you have to play. You have to play the freeze. Hope he guards the intern side and then skinny this port for your deuce. There's no reason to guard this intern side because you can't get two from the intern side. If Mike makes this perfect, he cannot get two by following himself down. So his only shot is that port. They're looking at it right now, but they're on top of it. That's what I mean, right? You make this shot perfect, like you make the freeze perfectly, which is what they did.
Yeah.
Mike is going to make this. If Mike makes his shot perfect, there's no way he can get 2. Not really. I mean, he could get 2 through that out-turn port, but man, that's a tough-looking shot too.
Yeah. And is Mike talking about this right now?
I don't think so.
I mean, he doesn't have any. There's no other.
It would be weird to. It would be weird to try the out-turn now. You just all you need to do is sit shot here. If you tried that at like I wonder if they're thinking about trying to blast it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, like, are they thinking about just to try to somehow bring a deuce into play here?
I'm not sure blasting it does.
Well, and maybe not just blasting it, but maybe just like unlocking this back yellow.
Yeah, you roll off though. Like unlock the back yellow. I'm not sure you can get to the nose of it, so you're gonna roll off, and now all of a sudden you leave them an in off, and you're gonna leave the red exactly right there, and you roll off. They either freeze again, and then you're really screwed, or they hit and roll off, and then you're still screwed. Like you cannot. This same situation as I said on the previous shot. Like you can't roll off and you can't take the top red. Like you got to dead freeze it. All you have to do is make the shot perfect.
I thought the ice looked a hair tight, but we'll see. That's curling. Looks like there's room here.
It looks like it's coming in good.
Oh, it just touches the side.
Oh man, you can't tick the guard, boys. That is again the inch that they just the millimeter they keep missing on this game.
Yeah, so Team Morozumi gets a little bit of a break. Oh, they're not. Are they gonna go draw the port and just leave that side?
I think what they're saying is that he's got a chance to get through the port to score. I think that's all they're saying.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that red is obviously shot, right? So they're just throwing a guard. Now, this is one of my curling pet peeves. You're gonna hear one of my curling pet peeves here.
All right, lay it on me, man.
I would play this guard edge of the forefoot with an out turn. So, like, I think so many people play this guard here and it over curls. Like, so you take more ice on a lot of curling sheets. The more ice you take, the more it actually curls, because a lot of curling sheets are dished. So they're just, and that's part of how you scrape. And there's like, so most curling sheets are a little dished. So he's going to try to throw this, like you take away a ton of ice out there and then it over curls and you end up not throwing a guard. Whereas if there was no rocks in play and you wanted to throw a rock that was guarding right there, you would obviously throw an out turn. You would never throw this if no rocks were in play. If you wanted to guard your rock right there, you would throw an out turn guard at it. If just that yellow rock was there and you wanted to guard the yellow rock, you would throw an out turn with no guards in play. No rocks
here. Team Morozumi here.
So he's going to make a great shot because, you know, they're great. But a lot of club curlers do that. A lot of club curlers play the wrong turn there. And it's really hard to get out there. Whereas that rock is edge of the forefoot and you make a perfect shot, which is a much easier shot for club curlers to play. But outside edge of the 12 is a much harder shot for club curlers. Too many club curlers try that guard instead of the easier guard. End of rent.
I think Mike's not even looking at this outturn draw, but I think he's rather seeing if he can swing it in and just kiss the side of it.
I don't know what he's gonna run.
I mean, there's no run back here, no.
I don't know what he's gonna look at here.
I mean, if he's running the yellow or the red on the yellow, I mean, you're losing that. Yeah, you're using that back yellow, right?
He's wondering whether or not if he hits it. Oh, I don't know what he's wondering.
Unless he wants to throw this spinner. And flop it over there. Yeah, I think he's thinking about throwing the spinner here. And just hitting it, yeah, just hitting the corner of the yellow, right? Hits the red and spins up towards the button.
I guess.
I guess.
For one, why not just play the outturn draw?
Because it's the cooler shot? I don't know.
Yeah, he's still looking at run. I don't think he's looking at that spinner. I think he's looking at run backs and what he can get out of a run back or a tap back. I think the other shot is the yellow. So if you hit the yellow onto the back yellow and run that back yellow in, so like think that yellow just off nose on the inside and hit the other yellow in. I'm not saying it's a good shot. I'm saying that they looked at that a little bit too. You might be right. He might be doing this spinner thing.
Spinner, yeah.
Wow. Okay then. So we got a intern spinner to clip your own yellow. You might actually just be playing like not even spinner, like just a normal shot to just like a heavy draw.
Yeah.
To just like clip your. I think it's more likely going to be just like a heavy draw, not a spinner, like just a normal shot. But let's see.
That's the spinner.
Spinner. There you go. You called it. We got spinners being tried.
Colton's going hard to move it over. I don't think it's getting over there, boys. Team Morozumi with the big steal of one here.
That's a huge steal right there.
That is big. They'll have a 5-2 lead over McEwen. We'll have the hammer going to the 7th end, which we'll have for you just after this break.
I guess spinners are not guaranteed.
Ugh.
Here's another look at that beautiful rock from Kyler. Setting things up really nicely. They're close to the win with that one. Now in the last end of the game, Team Clybrink has a draw to the button for the win.
Hold on, the guys didn't play. I just made a call. They pay me way more cash than you guys ever will. If you want to destroy the sports books, come join the #1 sports investing community on the planet at InPlayLive.com.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor. And we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Josh.
All right, we are back. Team Morozumi with the big steal there. You can look at, while we work on getting this score update, you can see the back scoreboard. They're up 5-2 over Team McEwen, and the theme of the McEwen's had some shots, but you know the theme of this game has been kind of rock placement. Wouldn't you say, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just getting the rocks in the exact right spot, and the only end that Morozumi did not get the rock in the right spot was the end that McEwen had a shot for 3. But outside of that, like, they've just been putting them in really the perfect places and putting so much pressure on this McEwen team.
Yeah. Team McEwen here, down 3 here, starting off with a couple of corner guards. We're going corners on the opposite side this time, as opposed to this last end. Don't know if that's just what they felt like, and maybe it gives them...
I think I think they just realized, like, those 2 corners, one shot by Morozumi just took them completely out of play. So they'd really like to get a corner guard in play. So just alternate sides, you know. Yeah. There's no right or wrong answer to this. You want to put rocks in play where it's hard for them to hit them.
Yeah. Kind of interesting placement there for Morozumi, going in the rings with that one. Does cut off the corner guard on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, from the shooter's perspective, is still open here, but...
Yeah, I still think they can get around that corner guard that curls so much.
Yeah.
They can get around that corner guard. I'd be really thinking about keeping these rocks in play, like not hitting this. It would be you can tap these back, you can move these around. Like, these are your friends right now. These are not your enemies, and using them later would be great. But you know, the one thing that I always learned about curling is that guys who slide on their toe like to hit things.
That's not wrong. Does make the hit and rolls to a good spot,
decent shot
in the corner. Yeah. You know, but you know the other thing you see that Team McEwen's, you know, they're thinking about these shots. You know, they're getting in slightly uncomfortable spots here. Now Team Morozumi's got some decisions to make if they're going to try to run their kind of tap their red into that yellow, or if they're going to straight peel the corner here.
I think they'll end up doing the red into it. No, there you go. They're gonna just rip the corner.
Okay. Now, any thought on if it makes sense to hit it and roll towards the center, or just like straight peel here?
I think they just want. They're at the point now in the game where they'd rather no rocks in the rings. So as much as there, or no rocks in play. So they they will start to consider every single rock in play and not a friend, and get rid of him as much as possible. They don't want anything to stay. Every single rock in play is good for McEwen and bad for Morozumi. So they're gonna just peel away.
Thanks again for everyone who's joining us, whether you're joining us from the Curling Zone YouTube page or Curling Zone Edmonton to watch this game. If you are interested in more curling, especially from our viewers from the Pacific Asia area, we've got more draws going on from the Stu Cells. They got a late run on their playoff games tonight, so they're just about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through the game, and then we've got so you can head over to Curling Zone to check out all the draws. Fournier, Carruthers, that should be a good game. There's Team Yoshimura taking on Team Holly Duncan. That should be a good game too. So plenty of more curling if you're up for it. Here, I'm probably gonna go to bed after this game, but we'll see. I may take a peek and see.
I got two screens going right now, and I got the Fournier versus Carruthers game on the other screen. So if I just yell out, just ignore me.
Oh,
this end again here, this is just trying to get rid of rocks, and this is interesting because this is a shot that this has some risk, but this is a team that is really confident.
They've made this shot all game, so
yeah, you could hit the wide open one, or you could just hit the one that they just buried and say, you know what, now it's your shot. This is an instance here where my instinct would be to come down and just tap these. If you want to play on them, just tap them. Leave them both in
just
play.
make a little pocket, yeah.
Mike's instinct is to get rid of them. So what he's saying is, if we get rid of these two, like, you could play the hit and roll.
Play that shot. I mean, the thing is, you're gonna have to roll perfect, right? Because if they live a piece, they're digging it out,
Right. So they dig it out, but then you hit and roll again, and they dig it out, and you hit and roll again, and you're still working on your deuce. But a deuce is not helpful here.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a deuce here, like, you really need 3, and the only way to get 3 is to leave those two rocks. You gotta just kind of tap these really quiet, just move them, and hope, like, just put some pressure on Morozumi, and hope that you get a half shot and you get a 3.
And even if he makes this, he just hits the open one, right?
Well, so he makes this perfect. They hit the open one, then you freeze to your own, and now all of a sudden it's a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Now you're a little bit more nervous. But they've always got hit the open one as an option, and even giving up 3 for them is not a bad scenario. Like, I think Jerry would be able to tell you that it's not That's not really a great result, but it's not bad.
Are they going to run the red back here?
They're going to run the red back into this pocket.
Oof.
Now, this doesn't have a tremendous amount of risk. As long as you hit it, as long as you hit the yellow one on the left first. So if you make sure that you hit center line side of this red one, there's really no risk. You could even nut it on, like, you could half a rock and lose your shooter and nut the yellow, and that's great.
I guess there is some air here, but we'll see. Big weight here.
Cross this, which the supers will make sure you do. So that's a good result.
Yeah, that's just fine.
Yeah. I still think if you're Mike, you might freeze to your own.
Yeah, he still wants to tap them a little bit, you know, and I think that's just probably just that kind of internal clock in your head. It's like, you know, you'd really like to get those red rocks behind T.
Yeah, it's
even though the freeze is the right call.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you need to freeze here, and you need to freeze and hope. He's not playing it with. He's not freezing though.
No.
No, he's moving. That's moving ice, not freezing ice.
Let's see here, what we got from Colton here? This one,
it's got
a curl. Going hard to carve it here, just to get the corner of the yellow. Oh no, actually, wow, moves it quite a bit here. So kind of in between.
Yep. Yeah, it was always, he was moving. He was trying to move something, so. It's not bad. It is not, it is almost impossible to double these out. You could actually just come off your own red and pick that.
Yeah.
And let him shoot. I think that's the shot. Just come off your own red and like just play the crotch and just get rid of the top one. And then let him, because McEwen then has to, like, eventually McEwen's going to have to move those two red rocks.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to do that yet. And if you try the yellow double, you're going to do that. It's one of that back yellow is going to hit one of those red rocks almost no matter what you do. So you just play them. You play this shot, and let Mike try to figure out how he's going to move the two reds. If you don't throw here, you're actually not in a bad situation.
No, I was gonna say
that's the great thing. Like, if you don't throw, Mike doesn't actually have a really easy shot to sit anything, right? Like, he's got to make that double and he can't hold his shooter. So if you didn't throw right now, Mike doubles out those and doesn't hold his shooter, and then you just double out the two yellows. So the risk here is making it better for Mike. And if you hit this red rock first in this crotch, Mike's going to have to try another heavy tap back.
Heavy tap, yeah. Just to kind of move. Yeah, because he's got, that'd be the best chance for time for, well, that's the only time he's going to have to move it stuff behind T for his last. First it skips rocks here.
Key is don't screw it up.
So not going off the initially. Wow.
No, it's not a bad result. Not as great as it could have been. Again, now Mike can actually, now you've made it easier for Mike to actually hit those two.
Hit those and now roll, yeah.
He can roll behind the corner guard. And now all of a sudden you got to make a decision. Like, do you follow that or do you, I think the shot is to just hit and roll behind the corner guard and make the double. That was a little bit of a miss. Like, that was the half shot that Mike was looking for. So now can he capitalize on it is the question.
Yeah. Hit and roll, and then if he makes it, they're gonna have to make a decision here if they want to, bring three into play here.
But yeah, they're gonna have to decide if he can bury perfectly. Like, it's a high-ish guard. So we've seen them come around that high of a guard and get rid of the rock. But it still does bring in, like, ticking the guard. It does bring in like a finesse shot, which that's what you're hoping for if you're Mike. That they just miss on that inch. That's all they got right now, right? Make your shot and hope. That's what he's trying to do here.
For Mike McEwen here. For the hit and roll here.
Like, it's not
Colton, Flash is going hard here.
Yeah,
that is the worst.
That is a
leave here.
That is a almost hard to miss double. Just got to run it down the center line. This is one of my all-time favorite shots. Intern down the center line, like you just slide out and let it go down the center line, and there's so many ways you can hit it. You can hit an eighth, a quarter. You could hit a half a rock and make this shot. Would be a real surprise if he didn't make both of these go away here.
Yep. Final rock for Team Morozumi, looking to make the double for probably handshakes. Maybe?
Well, McEwen has last rock. He has one more rock, but
and they're not going to make the double.
Roll on top, force a draw to the button.
Little commentator's curse there.
I guess so. Yeah. I was. I always preferred my out turn.
Yeah. You know, I don't play enough hits to know my preference. I should probably ask my teammates what they prefer me to throw. Yeah.
If you're a right-handed curler, you probably are more successful with your out turn than you are with your in turn.
I would think so, but I am
it's
a
more natural of a turn. Like, so if you look at Mike coming out of the hack right now, right? It's just a more natural way to throw a curling stone because you kind of just come across the center line a little. Whereas with the in-turn, you're always starting on the other side. So especially for hits, it's just a different angle.
Last rock for Mike McEwen here, just needing full 4-foot here to get their deuce.
By the guard, and then he's got to stomp.
Just by the guards. Got to check up here. Oh, it's good. Gets a piece of the button. So.
There's a situation too where if you're Morozumi, you missed both your shots and only gave up a deuce, and you're up one coming home with. So no real harm. Could have been nicer, but there you go.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people.
I need to get out to there one of these days.
Yeah, Briar's really fun. You can get a press pass.
Maybe I should look into that. Yeah, I'll talk to Jerry about that. Well, hey guys, thanks for joining us. We've got a really fun game here. 14th draw of the Saville Shootout. My name is Mark No, joined by Matt Hames on commentary, bringing you this game between Morozumi and Mike McEwen. This has been a fun game here in the Saville Shootout. A lot of rocks
awesome.
in play.
Yeah, tons of rocks in play. We're gonna have that again.
Yeah, a few half shots made by Morozumi. Give up a deuce, but that's the luxury. You know, they have a bit of luxury thanks to some timely freezes and steals earlier in the game. So McEwen going center guard.
What's really interesting is that center guard it's nice and high, but it's not as high as they want it. It's a little bit tighter than they would want it.
Yeah.
This center guard needs to be like almost in the rings.
Yeah.
A lot of separation. They want to give a lot of separation here because
they're having to go hard for line here just to get it around.
Line's pretty good, yeah.
Now that's passed. Is it gonna? Needs to go sideways here.
It doesn't. It's okay if it's like a biter. It's not, but it would be okay if it was just a biter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the 8th end. There is so much curling going on. Curling is back, everybody, on Curling Zone. So you can watch, like, the Stu Cells is just started. It's going there. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no.
In Oakville right now, and they are curling.
Yeah, Howard's playing, isn't he?
And Glenn Howard is playing, and I don't mean to be ageist or anything, but it's past its bedtime.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and for those that want to stay up late watching curling, whether it's you're over here in North America or you're across the Pacific Ocean and want to watch some curling in the afternoon.
Yeah, just switch it over. Just switch it over to another game. It's 1 o'clock in the morning for me, so I'm going to bed. But you guys can watch curling all afternoon. Not quite all afternoon, actually.
Yeah. Is this? It's gotta come in.
This has gotta curl. The key is don't bounce. That's all that matters here. That's good.
Yep.
Nose hit is good. Don't bounce. Light is good. I don't think they're gonna rip. I think they're just gonna rip this rock. They're not gonna rip the guards. They're just gonna rip this rock, which is okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
Because that gives you a chance to get it in there better. They're gonna rip. You come in, get it in there better. They're gonna try to run the double centers.
And picks it out clean. Yeah.
Yep, that's Mike wants to dead freeze this because he does want that rock out of there. So he also doesn't need to be shot yet. It's a little too early. He only needs to be shot on last rock, right? You don't need to be shot early in an end. So the idea here is to get rid of some of their counters. Freeze to the back one. Let them rip them out.
Gonna have to go hard to get it in there. Going pretty hard. It's a hair light.
It's not incredibly ideal, but they're gonna do the same thing.
Rip it again, yeah.
Pick it out. They might consider trying the guards right now. If you hit the right-hand side of the guard, the high side of the guard, double amount, run it into that other yellow.
Yeah.
It could end up really nicely for you.
We'll see which way they're going to end up playing it here.
I think he's going to end up throwing an outturn at this. A right-hander's outturn.
Yep.
Yep, he's throwing the outturn. It's okay to even just make one of them go away, even if you don't make the double peel. It's fine.
No, yeah, just needed to come in just a little bit more, but
that leaves Mike a really interesting question. Do you throw another high center guard, or do you go into the rings? I think it's so early that you have to throw a center guard.
I think you throw a high center and you got a chance to throw like a. Now, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 1 here, right?
No, it
ideally
doesn't
some
have to be a
separation.
1. I think what it has to do is it has to actually guard the. I think you almost have to guard the center line guard more than your own rock. What you don't want them to do is be able to throw.
Is this guard ice?
It's pretty tight. Maybe he just has. Maybe he just kind of pops them.
Tap?
I don't think they're playing a tap.
No. What is?
I think they're playing a. They might be playing a 1. I remember that you don't take a lot of ice on a 1.
Yeah, I guess that's something I gotta.
That's why 1s are really hard to throw, right? Because you take guard ice and then you throw a 1. You're like, it didn't curl enough, but it's going 20 feet less.
Got some people in the chat asking about time zones. And there's what, 4? Yeah, there's 4 time zones in Canada.
So there's I think there's 6 if you
6?
count
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Maybe 5. 5. I'm Canadian, so I should know this.
Yeah, you should know this. I'm a filthy American. I don't know.
5. I think there's 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. I think you could probably Google it, but I think
We
there's
could.
5.
I only have so much monitor space for other curling games right now.
I hear you.
Not
I understand.
Google's. I guess I have a cell phone, but it seems like a lot of effort at midnight for me.
Barry says 5.5, which is so
I
my
know.
first instinct, which was 6, because in Newfoundland it's half an hour. So
Half an hour? What kind of witchcraft
yeah,
is that?
so if you listen to Hockey Night in Canada, growing up in Canada, they always said, "Welcome everybody. It's 7 o'clock in Toronto and 7:30 in Newfoundland."
Well, there's your answer. Our curling zone production teams let us know it's 5.5 time zones.
No, that's 6. Come on. Anyway.
Back to
So
the
we
game
got,
here.
we got guards. Now the question is, what do? Do you start to come in? At what point do you stop peeling? You're on thirds last here. Do you rip out this rock? Like, this is why they call it chess on ice, right? Like, who makes the first move?
I think the guard is long enough. I think there's a play to try to get to the inside of that yellow rock.
Oh, that's
such
the
a
risk of that, right?
crazy
Like, if you
call,
pick,
right?
it's not a crazy call. It's a great call if you make it, right? But if you ever tick the top center line guard, you don't move it off, and now all of a sudden you're in a pickle. So you could just, like, your options are rip the guard or rip this rock. You don't want to risk that down weight thing and bring in like a tick of the guard into play.
Oh, man, they've been
But
making
he's
that
thinking
shot
about
all game. Well, they're just gonna rip it here.
Yeah, he thought about it for a second, right? You think about it, and that's what Mike wanted. Mike has wanted for most of this end to get rid of that back rock.
Yeah.
So that he can So then now he can, anything in the 4-foot is shot. Right? So that top red is not in the 4-foot. So now all you have to do is be in the 4-foot and you're shot. And you can come around that red rock. So this is the shot right here. It all comes down. If he can bury this in front of the tee line or on the tee line, a little bit in front of the tee line would be ideal, but he wants to come around that red rock, so it's probably tee line. That's the perfect spot. Like if you can walk this down, it's probably splitting the tee line as much behind that red rock as you could get it. That's what he's coming around. He's coming around that red rock. The other guards are just they're just kind of in the way.
First of skip stones here. Team McEwen looking to go buried behind everything. Colton going early on the sweep here. Not super hard, not all out yet, but getting a little bit more intense here. Guys are walking it down.
He's going for weight.
Yeah.
Which
it's just
doesn't
a
look like
hair heavy.
Because it's heavy.
Hair heavy, jeez.
No, I mean you got a former skipper pounding the whole way. It's not bad. I mean, in this instance, you probably wanted that to be actually like fully back 4, so there was room for 2.
Yeah.
So you don't want to sweep a rock to a place where there's only room for 1.
Yeah, because if he puts this on the pin, right?
Yeah, that right there is that's a team miss. That as a front end, you would be disappointed that you put that rock right there. Like I would rather have that rock go another rock, or be obviously splitting the tee line. Like that's just the worst place you could put it. But if you said to Mike on skips first, I'm forcing a freeze to the button, he would take that. This is the kind of pressure that you want to put somebody on. And if you want to beat Mike McEwen, you make the shot and you win.
First to skips rocks for Team Morozumi. Looking to put it on the pin. Look like a little softer release here. Sweeper's on it early.
They're pounding it right now. It's looking fine.
It's gotta go.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's okay.
That's pretty good. Oh!
Just checked up.
Just a hair short. Alright. Mike, you're gonna have to play this intern?
Well, yeah. Do you play the intern to try to sit 2 and go for the?
Yeah, because that tap is not the easiest tap on.
It's not the hardest though. Like it's the guard's not even in play. So
yeah.
Like if you're looking, if you just stole this end, you can steal. Logic says if you can do it once, you can do it twice. So, can he make this wide intern for 1? Is the question.
Are we gonna have an extra end? I don't know if I have it in me.
It's only midnight for you.
It's only midnight for me.
Mike's gonna throw a guard.
Yeah.
And then the question is, does he have he might have the wide intern here for the game for you to be able to get that.
That's true.
If he really respected you, he would make the wide intern.
Stu Sells is going to catch up to this draw, and I swear they started over an hour like after this game had started.
Yeah, this game has been an epic game. This game has been 2.5 hours long, and they started on time. They started a smidge early even.
Yeah, they did.
2 hour minute. Yeah, we were early. This is a 2 hour and 40-minute AM game.
Is this a game you used to teach juniors?
No. This has been a epic game. Really. I mean, if you're gonna commentate a game, it might as well be something like
Might
this.
as well be this one here.
This is mayhem.
It's gonna be dinner time in Japan here pretty soon.
Yeah. They're sitting in Japan going, why can't we go outside? Just
Last
finish.
rock for Mike McEwen here.
We're up 3-0.
Looking just for guarding the tap here.
Just put it anywhere. Just put it anywhere, and let's see if that
across.
intern is there. That's the question, because he's either gonna fire up the intern, or he's gonna whack the rock that's over there on the.
That's a good spot. Yeah.
Board. And based on what I think I've seen of him, he's gonna fire this intern.
Yeah.
So the question is, he can. There's no question. He can.
Is there no run back here?
There is no real. You mean so yellow?
Yellow on the red?
No yellow. There might be the red one that's way
On
over
the way
on
on
the
the
right
side?
side.
Oh,
But
that'd be
that's like
disgusting.
of the shots. Like I think a intern draw to the butt is the shot. Take a little bit more ice.
Yeah. He's staying outside the
Little bit extra handle. I'm not sure he needs that much ice. From what we've been watching, this isn't draw to the button. This isn't. I mean, it's a draw to the corner of the button, but they've been playing lots of draws to the button. He's like, wait, should we run this rock in or not? Let me just look at it. Nope. Let's just make the draw.
Just make it good.
You just pause for a second to say, maybe we should run this one from the way outside in. Yeah, so he's probably gonna throw a little bit extra rotation. It's gonna be a little bit heavier out here. It's a guess.
Last rock for.
Oh, he's throwing
a spinner. What the?
It's just a shot. Is that what's happening in curling now? People are just making spinners when it's just a curling shot?
Seems a little extra, but this one's.
That's why he's taking so much ice. Somebody said in the chat that he's really good at spinners, so here we go.
This looks pretty good. Oh, just ticks the one. Top.
I don't know, man. I'm obviously an old school curler. That looked like an intern draw to the butt to me.
Yeah, I thought so too. It seemed like a lot of ice, and
that was a lot of ice and a lot of complication for an intern draw.
All right, guys. Well, you wanted more curling.
We're gonna have a 3-hour curling game. It's a 3-hour tour. I feel like Gilligan and the skipper.
We'll have the extra end for you just after this break.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor. And we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Here's another look at that beautiful rock from Kyla. Setting things up really nicely. They're close to the win with that one. Now in the last end of the game, Team Kleibrink has a draw to the button for the win.
Hold on, the guys didn't play. I just made a call. They pay me way more cash than you guys ever will. If you want to destroy the sports books, come join the #1 sports investing community on the planet at inplaylive.com.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Alright guys, we are in the extras. This is Marco and Matt Hames on commentary at some point in the morning for us, sometime late afternoon.
And we got our first miss right away, right? So McEwen did not get the rock on the center line, so it can be ticked. So we're playing a tick shot here.
Sweeper's on it hard, now off, and there.
This is not a good result.
They are going to end up tapping it in the rings. It's just fine. It's off the center line.
Takes away the turn draw. Yeah. That could be important later. This has been, I gotta tell you, like the first 4 ends were up and down like a roller coaster. One team had control, the other team had control, and then this game has been a microcosm of that. Like Morozumi has had mostly control, and then one little miss in 4 gives a deuce, so kind of loses his entire control, and then gets a steal in 6 to get total control back. And then look, here we are, and an extra end. Like it's just been up and down. Nobody's in control of right when you think somebody's totally in control of this game, it just switches. It's been a fun game.
It's been a fun game. We got some Teresa in the YouTube chat just let us know that the drop-in game that started after this one significantly has ended. So there's a final there in Oakville that started way late.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Oakville's going to catch up. So us saying to you, go watch the Oakville curling. Like by the time this game ends, they might all be over in Oakville. Fun little fact, I was once a member of the Oakville Curling Club where this Ducelles is being played.
Nice.
Oh, we got a flash.
Misses the semi-peel of shame?
Well, that was totally the peel of, that was it has to be a peel of shame when you're just peeling out your own rock, even if it's a semi.
Even if it was like a slightly missed tick, yeah. Alright, so McEwen.
So we've got an end. We got an end developing.
Yeah. There's guards in play, and Team McEwen has a chance to get underneath their center. Or are they setting up a second?
Yeah, they're just trying to throw another center guard here. They just want rocks in play. Ideally, they bury behind their own center, but they still just want a guard.
And then walking it over. That's pretty good.
Ooh, he's gonna.
Is he slashing it?
Yeah, he's slashing this into the. So what he's hoping is that that rock is guarding the outturn draw to the button, so it takes away an entire side.
Yeah.
So if you can get rid of that, he's happier. This shot has some risk because if you don't get rid of any center guards, then that's not awesome.
And ends up.
That's not a bad
touching
result.
it.
That's
It-
not a bad result
Nope.
for Zumi.
Gets it off
Yeah,
the center line.
They're gonna throw another. They're gonna do this, and now you're into. Well, what's interesting about this is now you're into. They're gonna run the. They're gonna try the double peel, but now the double peel probably jams somewhere and just makes them better. So Morozumi's gonna be throwing a shot against some rocks in the rings.
Yeah. And we'll see how much room they have here. When they start peeling here.
Want to get this dead buried if you can. That's not bad.
No. Covers
A little
quite a
bit. It would have been better if it was dead buried. But they're gonna run the top one into them. They're gonna try this double peel.
I mean, it looked like he was almost tapping just to slash it on the one in the house here.
Yeah. That's interesting. He's just gonna peel that out. He's not even thinking about the top one. The danger rock is the one that's top 12, or the one that's right close. That is
the tight one.
The high one is not a dangerous rock.
Yeah. So
But this has, like, I guess if you just take the top one, it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, you guys are really good, so they can see a quarter of the rock. That's all you need to hit. Just
makes it.
Yeah, he really wants to bury this, right? So
Yeah.
you want to bury this guard. It can go top 12. It can still be used as a guard at top 12. But ideally, you want to bury this. That last one wasn't quite a 4. 4 out of 4.
Not quite.
A 3.5 out of 4, maybe.
First of Vice's rocks here. This end seems to be going pretty quick now with the setup here.
Well, definitely in comparison, I think anything is going quick.
This one's hanging out here a bit. Shit.
You gotta finish it. Just get it over that line, boys. All right, it's still
just a little bit more buried than the last one, but enough to see. I don't.
Yeah, might still try to. Just try. It looks like he's calling a normal weight. So, you touch the top of his chest. He's taking a bit more ice. They're playing a bit. They're not playing peel. They're just playing normal. Just hit what you can see. With normal weight, it'll get rid of the rock, no problem. If you hit any of the rock, it'll get rid of it or get it off the line. Is key. Normal brings the top rock into play, though. This amount of ice also brings it
back a little bit on his release here.
No, he looks like he's good.
He's good, yeah.
A little quieter than normal. Look at. That's it. That's all you need.
Yep. Oh, what are they?
Doesn't matter if it rolls on, but it might have. Got another chance. It's. The question is, do you actually like? He's really committed to this outturn. I wonder why he's not even thinking about trying to play this in turn around it.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, take 4 shots at this, you're gonna make one of them. Perfect.
Yeah,
He got closer on the last one, you know. It's just, and it's a game. It's you know, very, very game inch. Is this one's heavy? I guess heavy's okay. It's the line.
Yeah, as long as it buries, and it's not deep. It needs to be just like top 12, top 8 at worst. Like, it's not bad. That's where, I think that's an easier rock to put there with the intern, personally. But
yeah.
Oh, he's chasing it. He's not chasing it. He's just He's taking the. Why is he taking so much ice to hit the top one?
Wait. What?
I'm not 100%.
Is that over buried?
It's over buried. He's playing the same weight, and he's trying to hit it.
I mean,
this has flash possibilities. Look at this go. Wowzers.
Jeez.
They don't fear that. They don't fear that in any way.
Yeah. Overburied with quiet weight, no problem.
So right now, yellow is sitting 3. Doesn't matter, but yellow is sitting 3. So the question is, do you go, like this is again, how you got to go into the rings.
Yeah.
Because you can't really throw a guard because they might just go in. Skips first. They, like, if you throw a guard here and they go into top button, you don't have shot. Well, you do off this outside red one.
Yeah, but I mean, you're fine, right? With that lead. I mean, yeah, I guess it's the question of when, but I don't know. It's getting a little spooky here.
If you go short with this outturn,
yeah,
and he plays the intern, and then you play off the other red one. He's gonna actually just play like bite the top 8 foot. That's his goal here.
Yeah. Colton on it early here, out of hand.
Let them hit.
Backing off a little bit, but now back on, yeah.
Doesn't even really matter if it's fully buried.
This one's just gonna be
it would
3 guard, yeah.
That's actually what I mean. Like, if he plays this intern draw,
yeah,
he might play the draw. He might play the draw with the outturn or the intern. He might play the intern draw though.
I like the intern here.
So the danger with the intern is if you're a little bit wide, you're gonna leave the double off that outside red, and then the shooter would be dead buried, right? With this outturn, if you're half open, you're forcing the
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So picture the intern draw being like not completely buried. Now all of a sudden Mike makes that half a rock double and he's dead buried, and you're like, damn, right? But if you play this outturn and you leave it half open, there's no danger to leaving this half open with this outturn draw.
Oh, we got over 500 people in the YouTube watching us, maybe coming from other games that have somehow ended before this one.
If he puts this rock top button half open,
yeah,
Mike, like, he wins. He's gonna win this game because Mike doesn't really have a shot.
Sweeper's on this hard here.
It's
gotta go,
he's
boys.
Light. And you know what? You know what the issue here is too, is because this is a 2-hour and 75-minute game. There's nobody else on the ice anymore, so the ice starts to just tighten up a little. It starts to get a little slower, and there's a lot. It's hard to understand how the ice is going to change when you're the only one out there.
Yeah,
but the ice is going to change when you're the only one out there.
Yeah, no,
that's an adjustment that is hard to make because it's a curling club by curling club thing. And it's something that you have to, as a team, be on top of continuously, like watching. Yeah. You got to be timing their rocks and seeing how they're, like, Morozumi is playing a lot of hits in this end, and
yeah, you're right.
McEwen's playing a lot of draws, and all of a sudden that's like one of their first draws. So if they're not timing the other team and watching how the ice is changing, then they could run the risk of not picking up on that change.
Last rock for McEwen here. Just top 4. Just by
just top 4, force this wide intern, right? Like, just get it.
Cold draw, yeah. This
looks heavy.
A hair up? Are they gonna give him back?
Really heavy. Holy.
You almost want to just go ahead and sweep it back, yeah?
Yeah. Well.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
after all the shots that we've seen where people have missed by like a millimeter,
yeah,
he just missed by a solid 2 feet at the very end. Like, it would have been nice to see him miss by a millimeter.
Yeah,
it would have been fitting to the way this game has been going.
It's someone in the chat asking it's common to have games late at night. This is not very common at all.
Well, so this is again, this is 3 hours. This is what, 3 hours? You know, it's 1:30 a.m. for me, but it's not 1:30 a.m. for them. It's 10:30, right?
10:30, yeah.
So 10:30 is not that late, but what is going on at the Stu Cells right now, where they are playing at 1:30 in the morning, that is not common.
All right,
and they are not happy about it.
For Team Morozumi, just needing bite the forefoot here. This one's a little spicy too, but it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna curl up. Yeah,
made it a little
taps
bit
the
easier.
back. Had the backing, makes the shot. Team Morozumi.
Well, that was awesome.
Team Morozumi takes the win in extras in a fun game with a lot of rocks in play, a lot of curling to watch here. So
this game took 4 days, but it was awesome. It really was just an incredible game to watch. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great.
Yeah, if you want to catch more curling, there's still the 8th minute of the Holly Duncan Yoshimura game on YouTube. If you go to curlingzone.com, you can just check out the links off to the side for more matches. But I'll sign off here. This is Mark.
Yeah, make sure you check out Curling Zone, because there's so many ways to watch curling. And if you're watching on YouTube, there's also ways to offer a little tip. So, you know, we're bringing you as much curling as we possibly can. So feel free to just help us out if you can, because we love curling and we love to bring this to you. And so we appreciate you watching, and have a great night.
Bye, everyone.
The reason we trust Western Sales with our business is the people. I'm sure that there's 100 years experience coming out of that shop. We trust them because we do a CMI on our combine and on our tractor. When our equipment comes out of Western Sales, it's going to be good, because if it's not, they send us another combine, they send us another tractor. And we're not naive to the fact that that probably costs them a lot of money. So we just know that the service that we're getting at Western Sales is above par to everybody else.
Here's another look at that beautiful rock from Kyla. Setting things up really nicely. They're close to the win with that one. Now in the last end of the game, Team Kleibrink has a draw to the button for the win.
What are you doing? Hold on, the guys that didn't play, I just made a call. They paid me way more cash than you guys ever will. If you want to destroy the sports books, come join the #1 sports investing community on the planet at InPlayLive.com.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games, and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.